we had a very big issue. The striker position was vacant and we needed somebody to fill it. And so it has now been filled by Jonathan Isak. And today we're going to be finding out if this card is worth it to help get you more wins, and if this card is wondrous, mid, or doo-doo. And by the end of this video, I'll let you know the best ways to use this card if you do decide to buy it. But why should you listen to me? Well, I consistently get rank 2 and rank 3 in FUT Champions. I'm also an elite division player, so I believe I could use my ability to help guide you to use the best players to help get you more wins in FC 25. But before we get into anything at all, if you need FUT coins to afford these expensive type of cards, be sure to use code TV3 on U7Buy for 6% off. Link in the description, link in the comments, or link in bio to get cheap and safe coins. Okay, let's talk about the important information on Jonathan Isak. Now pay attention though. This is a very important thing that you should know, because if you miss some of the information I'm about to tell you in the video, it could sway you to want to buy the card at first, but not realize some certain things that can make you go away from the card. So if you miss out on some of the information in the video, it could sell you if you buy him and if you don't buy him. So pay attention. So of course we gotta talk about the price. And we all know price is so important in FIFA, but not as much in this one. And what I noticed with the man Jonathan Isak is that although his pace is 88, really, it doesn't quite entirely feel like that. I'm not gonna say he's absolutely slow, but there were times I was trying to get in behind, and for the most part, the defense caught up to him. Even when you send in them over the top through balls, Van Dijk coming in, grabbing him from behind like a madman, taking him and pulling him back, and there's no foul called in this broken game. But he's not super slow. He still gives you enough time to hit him with a finesse like Messi. You get me? But more on that later, because that's important. So let me summarize the pace. His pace is pretty good, but it's not the best of the best like the Mbappés of the world and the Adama Traorés. You get me? But now the shooting and clinicality ability. Now look, this is obviously the most important thing for a striker. You get me? But I'll let you know more about that later on in the video, which I'll mix it in with something even more important as well, so you'll know what to do with this card. So there's something in football that we love to see. Beauty. A beautiful ball over the top, passing into the striker, the winger, all of that. Now Jonathan Isak can do that to a minimal level. When you pass with this guy, keep it short. Don't try them over the tops, failure. Or you'll over the top it and give the defense a chance to get the ball. It's not the best passing with this guy. It's not complete garbage. No. But it is not wondrous at all when it comes to the passing. His long passing is 67. Are you serious? Poor. Short passing is in the 80s. And I felt that as well. He could do it to a good level. Just try to think about that while you're playing with the card. Don't think about it too much. Don't think about it too much because it could mess up with your playstyle. But just realize that if there's a failure pass from a distance, it's Jonathan Isak for the most. Okay, now let's talk about another thing that's very poor in FC 25 in totality for almost every player. Now for Jonathan Isak, he is not far from it. This guy, if you want to do a little bit of that twist and turn with this guy and you want to do that effectively, go ahead and stand on the grass and do a triple backflip. Not happening unless you're a madman and can. But his twisting and turning ability is quite poor because his balance and agile for his dribbling is 85 and 82. Also being 6'4", the biggity of biggity. So he's not going to be able to turn that well for you. So don't expect that from this type of card. And you should already know that once they're 6'2" and above. You get, but his reactions are actually pretty decent. So he will have a little bit of responsive moments, but it's not going to be crazy where you're trying to turn around. Like the defense will wrap their foot around you and take that pilota if you're not aware. But dribbling overall is shaky. But there's a reason why it doesn't matter that much for this type of card. And I'll get to that as well. But we got to talk about the defense capability. Now he is a striker. So let me tell you something very clearly. Don't give a damn about no damn defense. He's a striker. But defense just has heading ability. And I ain't gonna lie, this guy, in my opinion, is just really not an aerial threat. Being a 6'4" player. When he goes up in the air against them centre backs, he's most of the time losing, bro. I've tried it multiple times. Him being that tall, you expect him to win, he still loses. He has no aerial threat at all. But if he gets it on his head and you aim it accurately, he will score. But if he's contested, low chance he's gonna get that in the back of the net. Even though he has 94 jumping without the playstyles, useless. Are you hearing me? Useless. But that takes us over to a part that's important for a biggity. Does he have that strength? Can he hold off the defense? Now I'll put it this way for you. To a certain extent, he's not the strongest, but because of his frame, he can hold off some players and give you chances to pass it and create other goal scoring opportunities. But then that takes us over to the most important thing about a striker: shooting and clinicality ability. Now look at here. I'm gonna mix this in with the best ways to use this card. Now first, using Jonathan Isak, all I want to hear is hitting with the finesse like Messi, because he has finesse plus. One of the best play styles in this game, because once you get the ball at a certain angle that his body's open towards the net, hit him with a finesse like Messi, and he can do that for sure. And you green time it, it goes in the back of the net. That's one way to use this card. Keep spamming that. Another way is to honestly also hit the Trivelas if you have the opportunity. He has the Trivela playstyle with first touch playstyle. So his first touch is not horrendous. He can control the ball pretty well on his first touch, giving you a chance to do 1-2s. And as soon as the defender lacks and presses towards the other player and you give it back to him, you can hit that Trivela or the finesse like Messi and give you great goal scoring chances. It really disrupts your opponent. But does the ball always go in the back of the net with him? Absolutely. That shooting is actually net, especially how he could do it with both feet because he's got that 5-star weak foot. You get me? Do I suggest skill with him, not too much. Those are just many of the few ways to use this card to help get you more wins. But the main question is this card wondrous, mid, or doo-doo? Should you even pick him up? For at currently, he's about 400 to 500k range. Now for me, using Jonathan Isak, I'm gonna say this, the way he plays for me and how he was able to help me, I will put this card in the category of wondrous. This is a great card to pick up, especially because of his league, so you can link with a lot of players in the Premier League, and that finesse plus just makes him so dangerous and can really bail you out in some moments. So pick him up if you can. But a card you might actually need to pick up to help you as well is this card right here. Find out if this card is wondrous, mid, or doo-doo. Adios.